Do you feel like you're constantly battling with stress and anxiety with no clear end in sight? Our mind basically starts controlling us instead of us being in control. I face this issue a lot myself, but it's really important that we work on this issue urgently. Today I'm gonna share my personal experiences by which I was able to reduce my anxiety and not feel stressed all the time. My name is Prithviraj, and together, let's reclaim our mental peace. So, what can we do when we feel anxious? Well, I struggled with this myself, but the most important thing to do is to acknowledge the fact that you are feeling anxious. I used to be in denial and thought, oh no, I'm not anxious, I'm just feeling weird. Exactly, that's what we need to avoid. It's totally fine to feel stressed and anxious at times, and we shouldn't really feel bad about it. It's a natural process. But why does this happen in the first place? The limbic system is the emotional and the instinctive part of our brain. It still considers that we live in caves and fight wild animals. Inside this part of our brain, there lies a small walnut-sized area. It's called the amygdala. It's basically the fear center of our brain. Its job is to make sure of the fact that we are safe and alive and well out of danger. For example, if you spot a tiger in the middle of the road, the amygdala will instantly fire up and it instantly overrides everything else your brain was doing so that you immediately run away from the spot or do whatever necessary in order to escape and stay alive from that situation. Our brain has evolved over hundreds and thousands of years. It hasn't had the time to adjust to the modern world, where life-threatening incidents are mercifully rare for the vast majority of us, that is. But when we are faced with the stress of a task that makes us feel anxious or insecure, the amygdala still perceives it as an existential threat and then swings into action. It simply can't tell the difference between a tiger attack or a work deadline. This is why we often face anxiety attacks when we have to urgently complete a task. Our body releases cortisol if it thinks we are in danger. We can't stop that from happening. It's a totally natural process. Let us work on decreasing our anxiety levels. When you are facing self-doubts and stuff, one thing you have to consciously keep in mind is that you are having a thought. And a thought is not equivalent to a fact. For example, after a breakup, you might be feeling that you are not worthy of commitment, hence people leave you. So the thing is, it's just your thought, and that you're feeling that you are not worthy. It's just your feeling and not a stated fact. In situations like these, journaling can be really beneficial. I have recently started journaling, and I'll be very honest, it has really helped me cope up with everything and improve my mental health. You don't really have to do anything fancy for this. You can simply open up your notes app on your phone and write your feelings down. So let us take that breakup example. You can simply reflect on your recent breakup by journaling about how you exactly feel. But one step we have to consciously take is that we must convert our negative feeling into a positive affirmation. For this scenario, you can simply write something like this. I'm feeling really depressed after my recent breakup and I'm totally devastated. But I know this is just a phase and I will eventually overcome it, just like I have always done. Doing this will simply calm yourself, and if you keep up with this practice, you will be slowly able to take control of your emotions. Journaling is a very mindful thing to do. You can try doing this before you go to sleep. You can take a moment and reflect on your day. It's better you write down your thoughts somewhere, else if you feel lazy, you can simply sit quietly and visualize your day in your mind. That works as well. Writing it down is a better option, of course, but if that's not possible, simply close your eyes and visualize what all you did inside your mind. Where did you go? Who did you meet? How did you feel when your colleague said something? Noting all these things down will really help you feel better and stay calm eventually. We need someone to share our thoughts. You can choose to share with your partner or your parents, but if you stay alone like me, you can simply write down your thoughts on your notebook. Else you can simply type it in your phone or any journal app you might be using. I use Day One personally, so yeah, that's that. Alright, another issue I was facing is that I wanted to journal, but I had absolutely no idea how I was exactly feeling. Like, I don't know how I was feeling simply. I was totally clueless. I know I wasn't feeling good, but I wasn't able to identify how I exactly was feeling. After doing a little research about this topic, I discovered this thing called the feelings wheel, or also known as the emotion wheel. Think of it like this. It's very easy for a doctor to prescribe you medication once he knows what's wrong with you. Diagnosis, as we call it. This wheel will help us diagnose the issue. Thus, it will be easier for us to prescribe medicines. As in, we will be able to fix the issue once we identify the root cause behind it. Let us take a look at this wheel. It is well categorized into various segments. Comfortable and uncomfortable emotions are the two major segments. We have 4 sub-segments under them. Under the comfortable emotions, we have happy, loved, confident, and playful. Similarly, under the uncomfortable one, we have sad, scared, angry, and embarrassed. This wheel really helped me understand how I exactly felt. And under all these segments, we have 3 more subcategories each. Since this video is about anxiety, we will be focusing only only on the uncomfortable emotions or the negative emotions. If we take the breakup example again, so what is the primary feeling behind it? I am sad, I know, but now, why am I sad? Why am I exactly feeling like this? So let's find out using the subcategories. Am I feeling lonely? Am I hurt? Or am I disappointed? Well, in such a scenario, you kind of feel a mix of all these emotions at once. But you have to find out the primary emotion. Yes, I had a breakup, of course, so I'm disappointed and I'm feeling lonely. But the most important of all, I am feeling hurt. Using this wheel, we are able to identify how we exactly feel so that we can work on it to feel better. Now let us find out anxious as a feeling, and it's under the scared segment. That literally gives us the answer. We often feel anxious because we are scared of something. If your work deadline is making you anxious, it simply means you're feeling scared of the deadline or you're fearing the deadline. We previously discussed why this happens while talking about our dinosaur brain. Anxiety often happens when we fear something subconsciously. For example, you wanted to start uploading videos on YouTube, but you fear that what if your video is not good? What if people don't like you? And what if you get a lot of hate comments or you simply don't get any views? Thus, you overthink, and that in hand increases your stress and you feel anxious. This emotion wheel has been a really helpful tool for me. Acknowledgement is the key, like I previously mentioned. By this process, I exactly know how I feel. Hence, I can work on improving that over time. This will also help you journal more effectively. Simply identify sources of stress in your life and try to minimize or avoid them if possible. This might involve setting boundaries, saying no to extra commitments, or even simply limiting time spent on social media and news consumption. And also, if you're finding this video helpful, then please consider subscribing to my channel, and I will keep creating more such videos on productivity, tech, and life. Fear, that is the main reason behind feeling anxious. This only happens because we modern day humans have forgotten how to focus on the present and live the moment. When our ancestors were living in caves, our main focus was to hunt animals and feed our family every day. They didn't have to think about getting a PhD degree. Why did the world change? They just used to go hunting and live the moment. We have totally forgotten about this. We worry about our future way too much. You're not alone, my friend. I feel the same every alternate day. I think about this all the time. What if my YouTube thing doesn't work out for me? Will I ever be able to hit 100k subscribers? Will I be able to sustain my living just through YouTube alone, or do I need to quit and get a real job? I face with all these questions very frequently, all the time rather. To be honest, it's kind of funny. I was having this discussion with my father instead itself. We all overthink when it comes to our future, but somehow I'm able to keep going and keep creating videos. This is because I'm able to ignore all the negative thoughts and focus on the present. There is simply no reason for me to increase my blood pressure thinking if my videos won't get enough views. I just need to focus on my present and take the actionable step I can currently from my side that will help me take even one small step toward my long-term goal. We should stop worrying about our future and keep doing the thing our present has to offer. There is a saying in the Bhagavad Gita that my mother used to tell me when I was a kid: Karam karte raho, phal ki aasha mat karo. It simply translates to don't focus on the outcome of any work. Just do your work dutifully. Just focus on your present religiously without thinking about any future outcomes. Simply keep doing your thing, and no one cares. I'm gonna tell this one more time. No one cares. In this world, no one cares. You think they do, but in reality, they don't. They only think about themselves. We are not considering exceptions, by the way. We simply don't have to worry about what other people might think. We often become anxious thinking about what people will think if they do a certain thing. Try adopting the I don't give a f attitude. You might feel it's rude and stuff, and it's not you and you can't be rude. I'm not asking you to be rude. I'm simply asking you to not care when people behave rudely with you. This is a slow process, so you obviously can't change your attitude within a day. But trust me, with time, you will eventually get that I don't care attitude. As we grow older, we stop caring about many unnecessary things by default. The sooner we realize this thing, the better. Here's a bonus. In case you are feeling very anxious, here's a quick practice you can do to calm yourself down for the moment. Breathing. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Focus on your exhale more. Do a powerful exhale and release every bit of air from your lungs. Do it for a few times. This basically will slow down your heartbeat, thus making us calm and relax. Rather, try doing this with me just right now. Let's take a deep breath in. Breathe in. And out. Powerful exhale. Breathe in again. And out. One more time. Breathe in. And out. How does that make you feel now? Do you feel relaxed? But for some reason, if this keeps persisting, then please seek professional help if needed. If stress and anxiety are significantly impacting on your daily life, then please don't hesitate to seek help from a medical professional. Therapy can be beneficial for managing severe or persistent symptoms. Try to keep things right from your end. We all know the basic stuff. eating healthy, regularly working out, and things like that. These are pretty much the basics, yet we often overlook them all the time, even though they play a vital role in our life. Try engaging in relaxing activities. Find activities that you enjoy and that help you relax. It can be gardening, painting, or even listening to music. There is no shame in discussing it with your well-wishers or even seeking medical help. We must take care of our mental health to live a more fulfilling life. And also, we must actively reduce distractions and focus on our work. But if you feel that you are always distracted, then let me help you with that. Click here to check out why we are always distracted and what we can do in order to fix that issue.